What is the best music production program, the best DAW to use in 2026 if you are an artist? Well, to be honest, look, I've been through it all. I've used all of the programs, and I'm telling you right now, if you're an artist that makes music at home and you want to be more proficient, more efficient, you want to optimize your time, all of this kind of stuff, I'm going to tell you exactly what that is. Okay. So now look, the reason why this is important is because in 2026, as an artist, you don't need a producer to do every single step for you. Okay. Like, there's times when you just need to get an idea out and you need a program that's going to be able to be easy to do that. So let me give you an example. Let's just say you hear a sample or you're like, oh, it would be dope to remix this beat. So you need to be able to throw it into a program, throw some drums, remove, elements of it. Maybe you want to take away the bass line or you want to take away the vocals, add your own drums, record yourself all in one workstation. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. And so a little bit about my background, I've done it all when it comes to music. I didn't even want to learn how to produce or engineer, but I had to just to be self-sufficient, right? And now I'm at the point where my mixes aren't Grammy nominated or anything like that. My productions aren't, well, I will say my productions are pretty insane. But I will say that, this stuff is good enough for me to be able to actually release, put on Spotify, put on iTunes, and it sounds good. It's loud. The bass is fire. The vocals are mixed properly, everything. And I'm doing that all within one program. Okay. Now, that program is, drum roll, FL Studio. I know. Okay. I know. People who record, they talk about FL Studio as if it's a joke, and honestly, I don't feel like that's fair at this day and age. And maybe I'm a little bit biased. I started making music on FL Studio I was 8 years old. So this was like, this is going to age me, but 2003, right? FL Studio 4, everybody had it on the crack version, started making beats on there. I moved to Logic. I moved to a little bit of Ableton, Cubase. I did a little bit of Pro Tools. And I came right back to FL Studios, and I'm going to tell you exactly why. And the reason why is because FL Studios gives you the best ability to produce a beat and record lyrics at the same time. Arrangement, everything is just by far the best at this point, you know what I mean? And there's a couple more secrets and tips that I'm going to leave to the end that I think are worth you hearing as to why FL Studio, I believe, will give you a better sound overall. And it's crazy, but stay tuned. Okay, so now you can see we have FL Studios open. This is the theme I like to use, but what you will see here is that inside of this mixer, I am starting with a template that for me is, I go to this with every single song. It makes me very agile. I'm able to cook a beat up real quick and then, record vocals. Everything is routed the proper way. So look, if you want a copy of this preset, this template, I will link that in the description. Okay. It's going to be the FL Studio starter template. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet, but I'll call it something. Okay. So this is where it is right now. There's a lot of routing and things like that go into this. So definitely get your version of that. And maybe I'll do a tutorial later on how to set it up or whatever. But yeah, man, FL Studio, like, as you can see, I have my vocal tracks here. And, you know, if I want to cook up, like, anything is so easy, right? So this is why, you know, I use FL Studios. So, I mean, drop a comment in the comment section if this is what you use. But overall, man, like, it's just got everything here. You know, you can audition your samples, bring them right in, bring them to the pattern, bring them over here if you want. You know, you can easily throw, it's just so easy once you know what the shortcuts are. Like, boom, I could throw in an instrument track, get me a, you know, analog lab or a serum going right away. You know what I'm saying? Boom. Let me pull up serum. Let me get let's just say, let me see, like, keys or something, right? Go musical typing. Right? So now that I got that, you know, I could lay that down. Boom. What I love about it is that you can do the pattern. This is something that I learned just recently too. Like, you don't have to drag your samples and build everything directly in the pattern, because that's where I was getting confused. You can actually just drag it directly into the playlist so that this operates more similarly to like a Logic or you know, a Pro Tools or an Ableton, right? So let's just say I want to get let me find a snare. Where my snares at? Okay, boom. Right? I could just drag this right into the timeline. I'm gonna go instrument track. I could do audio track, but the reason why I like instrument track is because then I could play it like a true instrument, right? So now I'll play it on, right? Right? So now, boom, I'm gonna go back to here. Boom, we could drag this in, instrument track, boom, right away, you know? You know what I mean? Like, it's so easy. Right? And then let's just say I want to go back to, I want to go back here. Boom. You know, now let's just say I want to lay some vocals, right? That's easy. All I got to do is go right here, add audio track. I go to the mixer right here. Boom. Oops, I shouldn't have done that. Okay. You know, boom, and I'm ready to record already. You know what I'm saying? So, boom. Check, 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 right? So I could just go ahead and just go, yeah, yeah, hey, hey, yeah, yeah, hey. You know what I mean? Like, it's just so, it's so ready to go. Like, it's just so crazy. I'm gonna go into a tutorial another time about like vocal comping, just a lot of the higher end, you know, level of things that you'll need to know in order to like actually use this program. But man, FL Studios, man, I love it. I was in the studio in Toronto like a little while ago. I did like 10, 12 records for somebody, and like, it was easy as hell and the sound was insane. Okay, now remember I told you I was going to tell you a couple secrets as to why I think that FL Studios gives you a way better sound. Yo, reason number one, this one's an easy one. Everybody knows about this. The limiter. Okay? There's something about it. I don't know if so many people just made beats on FL Studio, so the sound of the limiter just became an industry standard, but the way that it sounds, the way that it crushes the sound, even if you're not hitting the limiter, I feel it just pushes everything to the front and gives you a way more industry sound. Okay. Reason number two, drums, they feel bigger because I feel like there's a lot more space in the stereo field in FL Studio. And this one could be debatable, but I'm just saying, I can hear it. I can hear it. You know what I'm saying? That's reason number two. And now reason number three is, I've never heard anybody say this, but honestly, I believe that the metronome inside of FL Studio is bouncier. So when you're laying your drums, your hi-hats and everything, I believe it's bouncier. I can hear the bouncierness in the actual beat that I'm constructing. Like something about it, even if you don't use swing, even if you're not doing anything, like it just sounds more musical. It sounds bouncier. It doesn't sound as robotic and grid-like. And I'm telling you, I cooked beats on Logic for a long time. You know, Ableton, I haven't got as much into, but I feel like it's very similar to Logic, and which is similar to Pro Tools. FL Studios just has that producer element caked into the software. So, you know, that's just my 2 cents. You know, go crazy with it, okay? Now, if you want your own copy of FL Studios, I'm going to put a link in the description. Click that link, get you a copy of FL Studios, by far my favorite plugin. It's a lifetime thing. It's a perpetual license. Anytime they give updates, anything like that, there's no upgrading. You just buy it one time. They could be on FL Studio 45 or 2055, and you'll still get the download. Like it's by far one of the best investments that you can make as an artist. So link in the description. Catch y'all later.